Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Amy Pope's Scott City Lady Rams. Last year, 8-13, losing to Kelly in the district semifinals. Julie Holder will kick things off at first base. She'll be followed by Stacy Heiserer behind the plate. Melanie Lacey is at shortstop. The starting pitcher is Alexis Spriggs. The flex player, the designated player, will be Brittany Kiefer. Jenna Cummins bats 6. She will be in center field. Lindsay Kern is at second base batting 7th. Macy Hall bats 8th at third base. And rounding out the starting 9 is Shelby Reimer. She'll be in left field. And they will be all facing Haley Enderly. Her brother Connor is a starting linebacker for the Chaffee Red Devils football team. We'll have them on the program come September 3rd in their opening game with us against Portageville over at the school's football field. This is your Canop Floral defensive alignment for the Lady Devils, who are 1-1. Behind the plate is Adrienne Eichhorn. First to third in the infield is Taylor Fodge, Montana Estes, Maria Smith at short, Hannah Bedwell at third. Left to right in the outfield is Sierra Miller, Caitlin Miller in center, Megan Horman in right, and as we mentioned, young Miss Haley Enderly is on the mound. 2-person officiating system, certified by the Missouri State High School Activities Association. And we're just about set to go here in northwestern Scott County, just off of Route M. Chaffee, the home team today. They're wearing their red jerseys with the white writing trimmed in black, and also wearing the black shorts with the traditional Chaffee Red Sea trimmed in white. Meanwhile, the Scott City Lady Rams, they're the visiting team. They were wearing their royal blue uniforms with white piping and gold writing trimmed in white with the gold numbers on the back. And fans are still filing in here to Frisco Field, which is where we are here in Chaffee, Missouri. It's the Mayhem on Route M. A rivalry so big, the center field truck bleacher seats have now been opened. Sean Powderly is the head coach of the Chaffee Lady Devils, set to yet start another season here at Frisco Field. And as warm-up tosses have been thrown, wind blowing out toward right center field today. Much cooler than it has been over the past month. It has been a scorching summer, to say the least, in upwards of close to about 90, 95 degrees every day with nary a piece of wind. We're ready to go, and Julie Holder will kick things off. The left-hander and first baseman takes the opening pitch, and that's a ball low. We do play 7 innings as mandated by the National Federation of High Schools. We do welcome you to northwestern Scott County, Missouri. Chaffee is where we are here at Frisco Field. There's a swing and a miss, strike one. So a ball and a strike to the leadoff batter, Julie Holder. Stacy Heiserer follows her, and then Melanie Lacey behind her to start the inning. 2-1 now is a little bit low there. This is our second softball broadcast of the year. As you remember, we started over at Crusader Field in Jackson, where Saxony was unfortunately throttled in 3 innings, 21-2. There's a bouncer, left side. It goes just foul. So that's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter for Scott City, Julie Holder. Holder, the sophomore. 2-2 the pitch. Here comes Enderly with the windup. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's how we get started here at Frisco Field in Chaffee. 1 down, and that'll bring up now Stacy Heiserer, the catcher, and a senior. She is one of only 2 seniors on this ball club for Scott City. She'll take a ball high and outside, ball 1. Amy Post manning the third base line. Her assistant Sarah Dooley manning first base. The 1-0. Swing and a miss as it drops. Strike 1. It's going to be a bit of a breeze out here today, but it's a nice one. Going to cool everybody off here at this hot rivalry. 1-1 bouncer. Right past the third baseman, Macy Hall. Correction, not Macy Hall. Actually, the third baseman, Hannah Bedwell. Couldn't get a hold of that. That is a single for Heiserer. Melanie Lacey will step in. The shortstop and senior, the other senior, now steps in as a right-hander. So 1 on, 1 out. Here in the top of the first, scheduled for 7. The opening pitch to her. High and outside, ball 1. Hannah Bedwell was last year's starting catcher for Chaffee. An injury has pushed her over to the hot corner. Of course, Adrienne Eichhorn now the catcher this year. There's a bouncer off of the batter, and that goes as a foul, a ball and a strike. Just getting started here at Frisco Field, Chaffee, Missouri. The Chaffee Lady Devils and the Scott City Lady Rams. It is the mayhem on Route M. There's a bounce up high and almost caught by the fans here in the grandstands. That's now a ball and 2 strikes as Heiser tried to push, or should I say as Lacey tried to push Heiser over to second base. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Fly ball, right field. It's fair. Goes way back to the wall. Coming all the way around to score will be Heiser. And that's the first one of the game. And that is a 1 out RBI triple for Melanie Lacey. 1-0 Scott City. And so now that'll bring up Alexis Spriggs, the sophomore pitcher, with 1 on and 1 in, 1 out. There's a rip right up the middle. That'll bring home the second run. And that's a solid hit. A slight little bobble that time by Caitlin Miller in center field. 2-0 in favor of Scott City on an RBI single by Alexis Spriggs. Brittany Kiefer, the junior flex player, now steps in. The right-hander trying to keep the Lady Rams hit parade going as a little bit of the talk to the field to young Miss Enderly. Enderly throws strike 1. 2-0 on an RBI triple by Melanie Lacey, and just now an RBI single by Alexis Spriggs. And a whole gang of folk coming from Scott City over to this one. Ball outside, a ball and a strike. For those of you that are just joining us online, Julie Holder started off with a swinging strike out. Stacy Heiser with a single. There's a swinging strike 2 on the drop riser. Melanie Lacey then laced a triple to right field, scoring Heiser. Alexis Spriggs then brought Lacey home on an RBI single. That's why we sit at 2-0, and that ball outside. 2-2, 1 out. Just getting started here at Frisco Field in Chaffee, Missouri. Our first football game of the year is tomorrow night. That's strike 3 call. Second K of the day for Miss Ederle. Jenna Cummins, the junior center fielder, steps in, the right-hander, looking to keep the hit parade going for the Scott City Lady Rams, up 2-0 here in the top of the first. That's a ball inside. After a short timeout, we'll bring you the Chaffee lineup and set that defense for Scott City. 1-0. High and outside, 2-0. Lots of chatter from the Scott City faithful to our right. By the way, 200 down the lines, 211 to the gaps, and 220 straightaway center is the dimensions here at Frisco Field. There's a bouncer foul to the third base line. And that is 2 balls and a strike to Jenna Cummins, should she get on Lindsey Kern waiting on deck. Absolutely great crowd and great weather here in northwestern Scott County. There's a pop-up. Should be right at Bedwell. Makes the catch out, number 3. Not before. 2 runs cut the dish on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 person left. We go to the bottom of the first. 2 on the board for Scott City. And Chaffee coming up the bat. It's the mayhem on Route M. Chaffee versus Scott City in softball. And you're hearing exclusively on PrepCast Southeast.
School's back in.
And we're back here on PrepCast Southeast. 2-0. Scott City getting on the board on a couple of RBI hits. And now it's the Chaffee Red Devils that are set to do their thing. Adrian Eichhorn leads off at behind the plate, followed by the left fielder Sierra Miller. Hannah Bentwell, the third baseman, bats third. Taylor Fudge cleans up at first. Shortstop Maria Smith bats fifth. Caitlin Miller in center field. Montana Estes batting seventh at second base. Pitcher Haley Enderly bats eighth. Megan Horman in right field batting ninth. That lineup brought to you by Connaught Floor, celebrating 90 years of beautifying Cape Girardeau. Alexis Spriggs is the starting pitcher for the Lady Rams. Spriggs, the sophomore. Her defensive alignment looks like this. First to third in the infield is Julie Holder, Lindsey Kern, shortstop Melanie Lacey, and third baseman Macy Hall. Outfield left to right is Shelby Reimer. Jenna Cummins in center. Right field is Alicia Kern. She's not batting today. And behind the plate is Stacy Heiser. There's the ball to kick things off for Chaffee, the home team for today's contest. And Adrian Eichhorn is in the box. The right-hander shoots one in the gap. Throws for a hit. Right up the middle, ladies and gentlemen. So the leadoff batter for Chaffee gets on. Sierra Miller, the left fielder, steps in. Miller tries to bunt, goes foul off the third base screen for strike one. And folks are still coming in to beautiful Frisco Field in Chaffee, Missouri. There's a bunt right up the third base line. That's a catch. Can they double her up? Oh, yes, they can. That goes 5-3. The catch made at third base by Hall on the P5. Then Eichhorn doubled up 5-3. So quickly, that's two gone.
Pretty miserable there a couple nights.
I was there Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
Hannah Bedwell, the former starting catcher, now the third baseman this year, steps in. Bedwell moving over to third base due to an injury at the catcher's position last season. The first pitch to her for this game, a rip shot over the third baseman, down all the way to the fence. Bedwell rounding first, heading for second, easily with a two-out double. First pitch, C. Chauncey said, holla, and I wouldn't want to be you. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Taylor Fudge. Fudge will step in with a runner in scoring position and two gone here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 Scott City. Swing and a miss, strike one. The Armory look ahead to the second inning will be Cummins, Kern, and Hall in that order for Scott City. Here's the 0-1. So, man, couldn't stop the swing on the high inside riser. That's quickly 0-2. And she dropped her bat on that one. So no balls and two strikes, two gone, one on, and a 2-0 Scott City game. Here is the pitch. Rip shot right side, but right into the glove of the first baseman, Julie Holder. That's out number three the hard way as we go into the top of the second. Nothing across for Chaffee, two on the board for Scott City. It's the Mayhem on Route M, and it's right here on Prepcast Southeast.